Today, we're talking about Bridgerton. Homebrew is where the heart is. It's where dungeon masters, murder hobos, dice goblins, and chaos gremlins come together to turn big ideas into unforgettable adventures. So, how do you take that spark, a setting, a villain, a mechanic, and turn it into something that actually works at the table? It's simple. We brew it. We've got 6 flavorful categories to walk through, designed to help you build campaigns that capture the feel of your favorite worlds and IPs. Today, we're talking about Bridgerton.
If I had a teacup.
I mean, we are sponsored at this point by a tea company, so check out the link in the description. Okay, we're going to go through several categories today called B, base build. What are the core components? The must-haves. R, resonance and vibe. This is where we make our poetic, romantic hearts sing. What are the tones, themes, and details that will help this feel right? E, extra froth. What makes this wildly fun? What's the spice for razzle dazzle? W, weird for us. That strange little twist you'd never find on D&D Beyond. It would keep the page turning and turning and turning and turning. Or in this case, you just, hit the next episode and you watch it again. The next whatever's coming up. I, inciting quest. Every good campaign needs a reason to leave home or to make a home with that person you love. T, threat level. Let's talk danger. Who or what is the big bad and what is their challenge rating? And are we even fighting? Or are we just gonna, make out? And or not make out and just yell at each other how much we love each other, but we can't be together because it's forbidden.
That's this whole episode. It's just gonna be us making noises. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Taylor. So let's get started. You've seen Bridgerton, presumably?
So every single episode.
Okay, cool. I've watched some episodes, but I understand the premise, and I honestly, as somebody who didn't love the content of Pride and Prejudice and things like this, and generally I don't like this kind of show. I think Bridgerton's pretty smart, and in very, very key ways. So anyway, let's get into it. What makes the base build, the essentials for running Bridgerton?
Yes. Listen, everybody. Get this combat out of here. What's the thing that matters? We are dating. We are courting. We are finding our one true love. We are trying to be the diamond of the season. What is the base build? What is important? Make out mechanics. I'm just kidding. But it's truly, it's romance. It's honestly a little bit of deception, and it's a lot of role play. This is going to be a pretty role play heavy kind of one shot. This is going to be a role play heavy game, which is what people want when they play Bridgerton. They don't want to fight each other. If they're going to fight each other, they're going to use their words, or they're going to use their lies. That's how this works, And for the most part, they don't want a bunch of rummaging around. When I think about base build, when I think about what's important, I think timing is also very important. People want to be driven like a story should be driven. But I think it's about the fast and the slow moments. When it comes to Bridgerton, it's about how fast we go through things that are crazy and dramatic. Oh my God, so-and-so's cheating on so-and-so. Next scene. It's we're moving. But then it's we spend 10 minutes listening to this one person tell the other person how much they love each other. And that's what we love. We want to hear the rhetoric. We want to hear the metaphors. Compare me to the moon and the stars and the apple you ate for breakfast. That's Bridgerton,
I feel like that's such a good piece of advice in general, that drama is fast-paced and big, and romance is slow and intimate. Right. Well, I'm going to take this example of, we were talking about this last night, where one of my favorite games ever is called Mass Effect, right? And Mass Effect 2 and 3 especially nail this, where there's some extremely fast-paced dramatic moments in this game, but also some of the best moments are not even romantic necessarily. You just hang out with your friends on your ship and you go out there. There's this one scene that I love where the commander and one of his right-hand man go out onto and they just practice shooting. They throw a skeet in the air and they shoot it, right? And they're just talking about their lives and hanging out, and they have the activity that they're doing, but they're just talking. And it's if you play it out, 5 to 10 minute scene of them just talking and hanging out and shooting stuff, but shooting the breeze. And it's the best. right? Because like you just got off this mission where you were like fighting for your life underground and fighting off these killer robot things, and you're like, cool, now we get this moment of just this slow, and like, so you have that big contrast, and Bridgerton does this very well, right? For me, what I think is a huge part of why this show works and why it's so smart is the whole world is designed to do this, right? Like you've got a world where where everybody's allowed to play in this romantic field, right? There's advantages and disadvantages, but everyone's allowed to play, and like power is obtainable through marriage, right? Yeah. And through dating. So like not only is it like, okay, yes, some people are out here to find their true love, but also some of us are just trying to marry that person up there because then we get rich and we're powerful and we stay on a family for life, right? Like, so it is the season for this. I haven't watched all of Bridgerton, but like every single shot in Bridgerton that I've seen, it's always summer or springtime, and it's beautiful and it's gorgeous, and the whole world is oriented around let's figure out who we're gonna date, right? So set up your world like that too. Don't be like, oh yeah, like this is a regular feudal D&D kingdom. Don't do it. Like make it really all about romance and power in that way, right? Like make it all about that. So how do you recommend dungeon masters and players don't make it like weird that you're like romancing people?
No, that's a good point. I think something that and just to be like fully transparent, it's like I have run Bridgerton one shot before, and it was so fun, and I have done cool things, and I have also failed miserably. So like I am always learning, and I think a big thing that I learned is people really want to romance NPCs more than each other.
Yes.
Like, and funny thing is, you are the NPC. So Dungeon Master, lock in. Like you gotta lock in. You gotta have like 6 really hot people and be ready to go, you know? Even if it means different voices. Throw in a British accent in there. Throw in some weird Eastern European accent where we don't know what the guy is saying and we don't even know if we like him. But like you really gotta mix it up, you know? And you have to lock in with these NPCs. It's going to be really important for you as a DM to like, this is a weird way to say this, but like really present the menu. Like that's when it comes to Bridgerton. Who's the menu? Who are the people the options that we have to romance? The options we also have, to your point, Kyle, to gain power through. What does each NPC have? What do they not have? What are their strengths and weaknesses? How do we find that information out? What are the skills we have to roll to figure out who's doing what, who's making deals, and who I can actually lock in with, you know?
Yeah, so like a menu where we already sort of know a bunch of information. But one of the cool parts about this type of world is, okay, there's the super hot, like, heir to the throne prince guy.
Yeah.
We know that this is his information about him. Everybody knows that. And then he gets to hang out with you, and you and him talk, and you realize all of that information is a lie. That's what he tells you, right? Like, oh, I'm not really like that. I don't really care about all those things. And with you at one-on-one, you learn what's underneath the surface, and he's kind, and he's smart, and he's so considerate, and everybody else just doesn't understand. Right? But that's the point though. Like what is out there will clearly let you have interesting interactions. And some of these people are going to be like straight up the normal. Like you're going to say they want this, you meet them, that's what they want. Right? But there's also definitely the scenarios where there's a couple people who have a hidden side of what they're presenting out there in the world, and they're not, and they're there, and you get to do this. And like, of course, like certain characters are going to get different sides. So it'd be great, for example, if 2 characters interact with one character, like this prince character I just came up with on the spot, and like no potential relationship to any of the characters in Bridgerton whatsoever, right? But I come up with on the spot, and like one character gets one side of them, the other character gets the other side. Yeah. Right? And it's fascinating. Like that's like, and because the players as characters don't know and are not necessarily comparing notes, everybody at the table will be like, this guy's interesting. I want to know why he's giving these two different sides. But these two other characters are going to be like, wow, this guy's so thoughtful and considerate. This guy's a jerk. You know, like you get to kind of get both sides in a cool way.
I think the only other thing I have for base build is all of this you should have as little setting as possible. I know that sounds crazy, especially for people who've seen Bridgerton. There's a lot that goes on. There's multiple dances. There's multiple courts. There's the going to the Queen's throne room. There's being at each person's estate. Sometimes there's walks through the promenade. Like, I understand. In a one shot, you don't have that much time. Like, unless you're playing for 8 hours, then you maybe get 2 places. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, you get one setting. I always advise, stick to a dance. Like, literally, it's a single court. This is the court of the season. And everybody's there. And that's your whole objective, is to do everything you need to do in this one place. Which is a good boundary as well. Because it's like, oh, I have to talk to this person and figure out these secrets, or I need to, like, romance this person around all these other people? Sure. Like, that's the challenge, really, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, if you only have 3 hours, unless your players are extremely savvy and you yourself are very experienced at this, it's hard to move multiple locations and set the stage multiple times.
Yeah.
So yes, like, you don't need to have this big thing. It just has to be, you're in this kingdom at this time, and guess what, everybody? It's the ball of this season, and all right, as you do so, you're in line or somebody's announcing you, right? And it's cocktail hour. Like, that's all you got to do. And you set the stage for what you're looking for.
Exactly.
Like, very simple, very quick. Because again, the times that you want things to be slow and intimate are around romance. The things that you want to be fast paced are around drama. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Yep.
Okay. So we've talked about a lot of the essentials. One thing I think that we have done since, you've run / I've been a part of your Bridgerton runs. Mm-hmm. Like, they're a blast. They're so much fun. The thing that I think I mentioned in one of the other videos too, that I think is the smartest thing I've ever, I was like, wow, this is so smart. I'm like, steal this for everything, is absolutely have your characters, your players write down 2 things about themselves, that like or 2 things about other characters that are rumors that are floating around the place, because this is perfect for drama, right? You write the rumors down, you hand them to the dungeon master, and the dungeon master gets to decide how to use them. Tell us a little bit more though, Taylor, about how you did these rumors, because they were so smart.
It was literally, it's like the thing that makes the game, in my opinion, and in your opinion, all the players.
Oh, it was the best. It was so good. It was like,
it's so great. So basically, it is, you take 2 pieces of paper and you write down a rumor, and it depends. You could do 2 pieces of paper for each player, or it could be 1 piece of paper for the player, 1 piece of paper for the DM. But the goal is that there should be 2 or 3 rumors about each character. What I like to do is I like to go, okay, player, say this is Kyle. I'll be like, okay, Kyle, write down 1 rumor about your character. It doesn't have to be true or false. It's just a rumor. And then write a rumor about the person to your left. And then give me both. And then I, as a DM, write a rumor about everybody. And then I mix them all up in a little bowl. And then as the game goes on, every single time there's an interaction with somebody you're trying to court, with somebody you're trying to gain power from, they go, okay, cool. Well, I heard a rumor. And then they bring that up to you. And in the moment, you have to decide whether it's true or false.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's really cool. And the fun thing I like to do, especially when there's 2 rumors, is go, okay, if you decide this one is false, the next one is true. And you don't know what the next one's going to be.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. If this is true, the next one is false. And the next one you might want to be true, but sucks. You made it false.
Yep. The one thing that I think is really brilliant about this rumor system is you, the dungeon master, don't have to plan anything.
At all.
All you plan for there are hot people, and then you're going to have them write rumors. And then your players get to do the rest of the work. This is why I thought it was so smart, because I was like, Oh, like all you have to do as a dungeon master is play these different characters, know who they are, and then have them ask about a rumor that has popped up, and then let the chaos reign, right? Like, and like that's pretty much it. Now, if you want something more prepared, of like, oh, in the middle, like in the middle of the after the first dance or after the second dance, here's like some dramatic thing that happens. Cool, go for it. But you don't even need it, like because these rumors create all the drama you need.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
And you can always mix it up too. Like it's like, oh, like, hey, did you hear this rumor about that player over there? Right.
Yeah.
And you can discuss it. Right. Like it doesn't matter. Like you can use the rumors however you want, but have the NPC pull a rumor and do it every time. Fascinating stuff. It's so good because you're going to create all this drama no matter what. And there's going to be characters automatically who like click with the person they match with and they don't click with the other people they match with. Like if you've ever been to a speed dating event or whatever, this happens all the time in real life.
Exactly.
Right. But this will happen too. Like you'll have some prepared NPCs and everybody will agree that guy sucks. And it might even be the one that you like were like, oh, I was really excited for this character. But then just lean into it and make it a joke. It'll be really funny. Yeah. So it's these rumor things are super great. It's how the mechanics go. So we've already talked through a lot of the categories. That's like inciting quest it's a ball, you're dancing, there's hot people. Yeah. You're the villain. This one, like
society,
like
you don't really need a villain.
You don't really need a villain in this one.
Yeah.
The threat is not being married.
Yeah,
right?
That's
and like
true.
And like missing out on this sort of season. Again, you could say this is the last court of the summer. And basically nobody gets married in the fall and in the winter. This is your last chance of the year. You know what? For world building purposes, even I would maybe say if you're past a certain age, people basically don't get married after this certain age.
Yeah.
Right? Then that's the threat. Like, and for some of these characters, it's fine. Like it's their first ball or their season, but there's going to be a player who's like, I want to play somebody who's like, whatever this age is, and I'm about to age out of this category.
This is so fun.
This is realistically my last chance to get anything.
Two things come to mind that I just think are fun. That again are extra froth. I would say one thing is just having really good music. I think one of my favorite things was every NPC had theme music. Specifically, one NPC in particular had theme music, and it was the Duke guy who like has never married and he's always said no to this. But then this year it's the first time he's been at a court, so everyone's like, and every time he walked in, it was like, da, 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 da. It was like, dude, every single time. But having like theme music for certain characters or theme music for certain moments, like I always have, I write it down on a list. I say I have love, death, and entrance. Are the only moments that I have. So if like somebody dies, which is so random, but if you really want to like have a good time, throw something in there. Maybe somebody like threatened somebody and now they're gonna get assassinated. Or your NPC maybe like has the cough. And it's like you have to marry them before they pass away, and then they pass away on the dance floor, and it's crazy. But there's the death song, and then there's the love song, which I play every time somebody's about to make a love speech. And then there's the entrance music, which is just I usually let NPCs. You can let characters pick that, or you can just pick it for each character. I would say the last thing is something that is weird for me that I like to throw in there, but is not necessary at all, is reputation trackers. That affect your rolls for the entire game. I think those are fun, and you can do that instead of bonuses. You can do that on top of bonuses. As far as skill checks goes, live your life however you want to do that. You can simplify skills, you can do away with skills, and it's only the 6 abilities, whatever. Have a good time. But, because it really, at the end of the day, doesn't matter. What really matters to me is reputation and how the rest of the people see you. And so when you do things like, if you are older and everyone else is younger, I'm probably your reputation is gonna be like -2. And so everything you roll is -2 to it now.
Right.
And that's like interesting. Or if you're like the Duchess, you have like a +1, you know, and then your reputation can change based on the things that you do. Right. Which I think is very fascinating. But that's just weird for me.
Well, so I actually do think that's somewhat of a base build question, because a lot of people are going to ask, like, okay, like, what mechanics do exist? Like, we've already said don't there's no combat. So it like then everybody it's like from a mechanical perspective, you told me there's no combat. I'm like, okay, I should be a rogue because I'll be highly skilled. I should be a bard, right, for the music, or I should be a wizard so I can cast a bunch of magic and do stuff. Yeah. Right. And I don't think that's what we're going for here. Right? Like, really, what you should do is you should eliminate almost all of this stuff, right? And just pick, like, the stat you're tracking is reputation, and then have the player pick, I'm good at 2 things. Right? And then give them a +2 bonus to those things they're good at.
That's amazing.
Super simple. Like eliminate everything else because it's not important. It's not important. It's only important to have the romance and these things. All you're doing is role playing. There's like, and like maybe you want to sneak away or you want to steal something or whatever. But like that is such an inconsequential part of the game that in terms of like the system, you don't need anything else, right?
I agree.
Why do mechanics exist? They exist to simulate something that's important or essential for you to accomplish or do within the game system. There's no need for AC in a romance system or health even because there's no fighting. Right? You don't need any of those stats, right? And what you need, right, is reputation, right? And what you need are like a couple little things that you're good at on the side, right? Because you don't want the player to have this amazing speech, right? And for them to be like, well, I have a -5 to charisma, so like that's not the point, right? Like what you want to matter is, hey, this person gave the most amazing speech, but because the reputation is so poor, right? No one accepts them.
Exactly.
And like that's like the right, that mechanic will enforce the world that you're trying to build and the story you're trying to tell. So really focus on those things. Strip away everything else. Okay, for any other weird stuff for us and weird stuff for me, like I think the hot people, like you might have an idea of what a hot person is, but make a variety. Right? Because your version of hot is not everybody's version of hot, right? So make a variety of types and options, right? Especially if you're going to play with a group that's mixed gender and stuff, like make a wide variety of people and like ask some advice from some friends, like how can we make this person hotter or cooler or more interesting, right? Like do it, do that. And like, if you have the ability to like have drawings or art and like reference them from other places, like that's huge. If you had a chance to watch the regular show, Thy Staff of Power that I'm on, there's episodes 9 and 10 are just a dating show. And I printed out these portrait size, like pictures of these people that they're gonna date, and everyone was like, oh my god, and they're like freaking out. It's fun to laugh and to like look at these characters and to be like, oh my god, these are so attractive or so not or whatever. Like these types of things are so fun, right? And I would for sure make sure as you plan to have different personalities, as you said, with because like if you're like, oh man, I don't know if I can do different voices, don't worry about the voices, right? Like voice acting is a part of the game, but it's not everything. But and there's some simple voice acting tips and tricks that I could give you, right? Like stuff like you don't have to have an accent, but if you talk, right? Like when I was even playing that Prince moment where I'm talking slow and deliberate, and I change the timbre and quality and tone of my voice in order to slow things down and to make things more intimate. As opposed to talking like this, which is a very different way of talking, right? You can build tension. If your romantic Prince Duke character only talks slow and deliberate, and there's a person who talks a mile a minute and talks really fast, and this, that doesn't require you to change your voice or accent your voice in any way. It's just speed, right? You can change that, and already your speed and your sentence structure will make it so that your characters are different. So that's one aside piece. But plan to have a wide variety of character types who talk and interact in different ways. Like the most fun parts are like, oh man, initially I was interested in this character, but this character over here, they sweet talk their way into me wanting to be with them, right? Like do that, make it of a wide variety and different, etc. Make it different. So definitely there. Any final thoughts there?
Yeah, I just agree with you. I was gonna say the big thing with what you said that helped me. I'm notoriously really bad at voices, and the thing that helped me when I ran Bridgerton is I had a single adjective next to each NPC's name that reminded me of what they're supposed to feel like. Because it didn't matter how I spoke. Honestly, half the time I gave the wrong accent on accident, but I was like, it was the feeling, and it was like I had a turtle that only spoke telepathically. So that was fascinating because nobody else spoke telepathically. But the turtle doesn't use root words. He uses telepathy. And then there was the bunny that talks way too fast and is way too sure of himself. And then there's the robot who speaks 0 words. He's the Warforged who only communicates through his eye color. And then there's the Eastern European guy that has an accent that, God, it was my best attempt at Russian, but it was so bad. But it was great. Fine because nobody else did it that way. So yeah, it's one word. It was like uses eye color, uses telepathy, or fast speech, or bad Russian. Like it was like what can you use to make them all different? Confident, smelly, tall, annoying. So that was always super helpful. But that's just to say that I agree with you, Kyle. I think you don't have to be a voice actor. You just have to make them unique.
Yeah, I think it's actually a really smart point too when you're talking about it. Like if you had 6 NPCs, one talked fast, one talked slow, one didn't speak at all, and was just nodding or shaking their head, or as you said, the eye color. One character who speaks like telepathically, and that telepathic character, you instead of saying, oh, well, I would love to say yes to this, you instead, as the dungeon master says, you get in the sense in your mind, or you hear the words in your mind that he is okay with this. Right? Yeah. It's a very different vibe, even though all you're doing is explaining what they say as opposed to saying it yourself.
Exactly.
Right? Those are 4 different character types already. Fast, slow, doesn't talk. Explain, you, the dungeon master, explain what they say. 4 varieties, right? And then you're set with 4 different character types, right? You could even mix and match that, right? A little bit, where you say, okay, like this person doesn't talk, but they are like, and you describe them as skittish and odd, but this person doesn't talk and they're somber and they're slow and they're stoic. Like you can describe these people different ways. You mix and you match and you're set. You don't have any accents there. You don't have to do any voice work really, other than fast and slow, and you're set. And it'll kind of get you different vibes and things like that. So already really solid, right? You could always, also the one that I'm always a big fan of is having an NPC who can only make noises, right? So like this is like the I am Groot scenario where it's just like where like this, like you go up to this guy, to Sir Aarakocra, and you say, how are you doing today? And he goes, and then you say, and everyone's just like, what? And there's a translator right there who says, oh, like, blah 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 blah. but perhaps some of the NPCs, some of the players have no idea what this guy's saying, but one person's like, oh, I speak Aarakocra, and then they're like, wow, he's so eloquent, right? And then you get the player to say, what did he say to you? And then you're like,
which is great.
And then the player gets to go, oh, he was talking about this, he was saying this, and
they can make up whatever.
It's like super fun. Like again, like you, like that doesn't require any voice work either. It's just like, and it's very funny. Like it totally works. So anyway, the last piece then, as we're basically wrapping up, before we get to the summary, is just quick tips and tricks for running romance and these things in general. The first thing I would start off with, and I'll throw it to you, Taylor, is this is 100% something that you should session 0 with people, and or at the very beginning of the game, if you're going to run a one shot, just talk with people and say, hey, we're running Bridgerton. This is going to be fun. We've all signed up for this, right? So like you want to make sure everyone knows what we're doing, because like if there's somebody who's like, all I want to do is hit stuff, like this is not their game, right? Like make sure that that's the case, but also you want to make sure that like everyone's comfortability levels are met, right? Yeah. And like don't if like people are like, oh, like that's too awkward, or this is too this, like this particular thing or whatever, like don't touch that, right? Like just but you want to make sure. So you want to make sure everybody has consent for what is going to occur during the time, right? And you can always just avoid stuff. Like, hey, like I would be really uncomfortable if I met a character like this. You're like, cool, I scratch that. I pull this character in instead. Stuff like that. Like, make sure to have a session 0 before you go anything.
Yeah, session 0 is super good. Having a quick conversation check-in before is super helpful. There's always tools like having a card with an X on it, and that's like you can put the card up in, like you could flip the card over or put the card in the center when the thing we're talking about is a little too uncomfortable. Then we move on. I know personally I've gotten to the point where I'm like, oh, I sent like the 24 hours before we play, I just send people an anonymous form, and they can just click the things anonymously that they like really don't want to be a part of this Bridgerton thing, and then it's like it's anonymous. Nobody really knows what's going on. Nobody knows who did it, but it's like everybody's aware of the things that we're avoiding, and that's great. And then at the same time, I've always, as a DM for Bridgerton, have been very clear about like, so this is what's gonna happen. Like I'm like, there's a court. There are 3 dances. There's a maze where you can fake make out with an NPC, and you're gonna roll to see if it actually happens or not. And that's it. That's the whole game. Nobody has to worry about it. I'm not going outside of that box. I'm only playing inside that box.
Right.
So, and I always am very clear about that as a DM before we play. And then as I describe things, I'm very clear about the description of this is what's about to happen. And you see like this person getting ready to start the dance. And it's like, oh, the NPC asks you to go to the maze. And it's like, do you want to go? You don't have to go, but if you want to go, you know what I mean? It's very, as a DM, even with my characters, I'm very clear. I'm not trying to create any stressed out scenarios, you know?
This is one of the scenarios for sure that it would be the worst for you to say, this happens, now deal with it. Right? Like there's certain scenarios in Dungeons and Dragons or DMing where that's a great move.
Fine.
Right?
Yeah.
This is not the zone. Like be very much like you're seeing this, you can tell if you'd like this would be something you could opt into. Do that over and over because it's just better that way overall.
Yeah.
The other is as we've said before, generally players don't want to romance each other. It's generally weird for most people. I mean, some people don't mind, and that's fine, but some people really would mind or find it weird. And some of the voice acting stuff we've talked about before will also help it be not weird for you to run this for other people as well, because sometimes it can be a little weird if you're not prepared for it. But also, if all this sort of stuff sounds uncomfortable for you, okay, then try and run something else. Okay? You don't have to run anything like this if you don't want to. That's the best part. It's whatever's comfortable at your table, at your space, at your time. For me and Taylor, we love this sort of stuff.
It's great.
We think it's so fun. But that doesn't mean it's wrong if you don't. Like, it's okay. Like, we have a friend who's like, literally like, I don't want any romantic entanglement at all possible in my D&D world. It's just a limit for him, a boundary for him. He's like, I'm not into it.
It's great.
Cool. Great. We'll just make sure that's not part of that in his content around his table. We'll make it happen. Like, I've played at his table and my character has fallen in love and had romance. He's like, great, good, more power to you, but he's not touching it himself, right? So just there making sure for that sort of stuff. And if you need some help with the other parts of this, like watch shows like Bridgerton and like watch some big clips from like highlight clips from like Bridgerton, Pride and Prejudice, like these types of things. Don't watch like Love Island or something. Watch these shows where these like beautiful speeches about love and romance are written, and like have some like phrases or some stuff behind like that's written down for these characters where they're ready to say, right? If you set the vibes and the tone right at the very beginning of the game, right? With like a big dramatic opening speech about the court and the nature, and everyone's wearing beautiful clothing and they're in this big dance hall and the dance hall is gorgeous and it's your one shot to get your romance. Like everybody will kind of be in for the mood anyway. Like as soon as Taylor ran this for us as he was testing it out and he went through the opening speech, I was like, oh, I am ready to go. Like this is let's go find somebody to date and make out with. Like this is so ready. But like, and like I had like, I think I had even like, I didn't know anybody in the room. I was just there for the first time. Like I had worked all day and I was tired, but I was like, all right, cool. I'm locked in. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Like setting the tone at the very beginning will make it right.
Yeah.
Okay. In summary, For Bridgerton, we talked about so much. We are going to cut out combat and focus on romance, dating, intrigue, and lying and deception. And this is all about timing. So focus on, in a Bridgerton style thing, focus on drama being fast paced and big, but romance is slow and intimate. Write your world down to ensure the whole world and scenario are oriented around romance, and the scenario is all about romance, and power and prestige are achievable through romance, right? If you could claim a military victory to win this game, wrong game. Go play Civilization. Focus on it for the world itself, like make it the summer court, the last court of the summer, have it be culturally that people age out. So this is the last opportunity for people before the winter or the fall, but also just maybe in their lives, stuff like that. Add in a reputation tracker to track things. This is one of the most important mechanics because we don't need the other mechanics of health and AC. We need reputation and these things that are actually trackable and will influence the romance and role-playing interactions we have. And make sure that there's a bunch of information that's already known about players and NPCs, and then introduce the rumors mechanic the best. To have rumors, players writing down and DMs writing down rumors about people, themselves, and each other, and then use these rumors to inform how the NPCs interact with players all the time. For us, pick some great music, make sure it's all nice, and think a little bit about voice work and making sure these characters are different and hot in various ways, so you can give a lot of people lots of options. Finally, make sure to have a great session 0 or like sending anonymous forums, making sure everyone's ready to go and comfortable with what's the content's on the table, and define the box of what you're comfortable with, but also like the lowest common denominator of what people are comfortable with. So that right as you play, so everyone's on the same page. Regardless, thanks for watching this video. We're excited for Bridgerton, the next season that's coming out. Season 3? Is it season 3 that's coming out?
Season 4.
Season 4.
Yeah.
Season 4. We're already on season 4. All right, yeah, but we're excited for season 4. And you can like and follow for more content like this. See you in the next video. Hey there, losers. Thanks so much for watching our episode. Real quick shout out to our sponsor for this episode, D&T, our first ever sponsor. They make premium tea blends and tumblers that are honestly a little bit too powerful. When I was recording season 2, I put hot water in one of their tumblers, forgot about it, came back a couple hours later, took a sip, and immediately regretted every life choice because it was still hot and it burned my tongue. But it was really delicious. Head over to D&T and use promo code TSP for 15% off for lore-enhancing, game-enhancing tea. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next episode.
Hey there, just want to shout out to our patrons. Thanks so much for subscribing on Patreon and supporting the show. Thanks to Count Bubba, Fizz, Fedorable Will, Richard Varner Jr., and Who's Scruffy Looking.